Joining me to talk about the growing number of younger women who are finding it hard to start a family is fertility specialist Dr. David Knight. Welcome back.
G'day Susie, thank you.
Last time you were on the program we were focusing on older women and their difficulty. Yes. Is that the same for young people as well?
Oh, no, it's not. One of the biggest problems that we see in fertility units is called polycystic ovarian syndrome. And with the changes in Australia's obesity rates, this has become really such a huge problem for younger women trying to get pregnant.
Wow. So what was it that you said? What was Polycystic
ovarian syndrome.
Right.
Named from a couple of guys in the 1930s who operated on quite obese, hairy women, and when they did operations in their tummy they found these great big ovaries, and so they called it polycystic.
Ah, I see. And it's directly linked to obesity?
Obesity is the cause.
Wow.
We think that, you know, there's ovaries there, they've got lots of cysts on them, but in fact it's what we eat that causes those problems.
And how is it diagnosed?
I can actually see it for people walking down the street, okay, because I know what I'm doing. But when women come in, they have problems with irregular periods, they often have acne, they notice hair growth, their weight has increased over time. They're the common things that people see. It should be easy to pick, but it's harder to get down to what people really want.
So you're saying it happens when women are obese, when women are overweight or obese.
Yes.
What about men? Does that actually have an effect as well, if the partner's overweight too?
Oh, yeah, it just gets harder to do it, doesn't it? On a medical side,
yes.
Yeah, boys don't have ovaries, but they do get what we call metabolic syndrome, okay, which is part of the same thing, and we see it with obesity in the tummy, high blood pressure, and leading to diabetes. So it does, but it doesn't affect their testicles.
Right, okay. But obese women, it will affect them actually falling pregnant.
It does. It decreases the quality of the eggs produced by the ovaries. And they have less eggs because they don't produce them as often. And when they do things with fertility units, they get lots of eggs, but most of them don't work.
Wow.
So,
and so how do you treat something like this then?
It's going back to the cause. I spend lots of times with the girls in regard to diet, so I'm really strict on getting them to follow what I tell them to do. Okay, so getting the right ratios of carbohydrates and proteins and fat, getting the right calorie content, not telling them what to do and what to eat, but how to construct a good diet.
Because it really is lifestyle changes, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And it's all very well for people to say, and we all know diets don't work, whereas you need to make lifestyle changes in order to not only get the weight off, but keep it off as well.
Absolutely. People think of diet as something to go on which is different to what I normally do for 3 months and I'm great and then go back. When I talk about diet, I talk about dietary habit. Okay, so doing something well, so eating the things that we want, but finding the good things and eating more of them, and finding the bad things and eating less of them.
And then burning it all off too. Which I guess with more
really
sex,
good.
which is a good idea because it'll help you get pregnant. So.
Yes, and it's fun too if you're doing it properly.
Too true. It's so lovely for you to join us. Thanks again, Dr. David.
Thank you, Susie.
I've been chatting to Dr. David Knight, and if you have a question for our healthy living, all you need to do is log on to wintv.com.au/Suzie and follow the prompts. And I'll be back right after this.